Good morning, good morning, good morning. Gonna be vibing with some charts today. We got a lot of things to look at. Things are shaping up. Our incredible bullish setup. What does that mean? Is there still bearish concerns? We got to pay attention to potential downside, but we got some really beautiful things in the charts and some hopium we got to kind of stir today, but also look at it with a bearish concern just to make sure we're practicing healthy risk management. I hope everybody's doing well today. Hope you're feeling good. Throw a 1 in chat if you are in the room listening right now. If you're feeling good, throw a 2 in chat. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Let me know in the live chat right now. We're going to be getting going here in about 8 minutes or so. We got the early, super early birds in the house right now. Let's call all you guys out. I really appreciate you all. Crimson Caravan Company, Alexandra G, Eric Brubaker, Crimson's girlfriend, Justin Eubanks, B Team Crypto, JS Learning, Sawtooth Hiker, Bit Voodoo. Crew is in the house. Got Donald Massey, Lewis B. Everybody, as you tune in, announce yourself. Drop a lab coat, drop an emoji, drop something. Let us know you're here. Juan DeMar, what's up? As everybody in this room watched the morning stream, the chart watch, go on the BitLab Academy page, click on videos, you'll see chart watch. I do a quick 10-minute-ish sort of breakdown of all the charts I'm looking at for the day. I hope everybody starts tuning in there. I'll be getting you set for the day. Jeanette, what's up? Cade, our winner from yesterday. I'm taking care of you this afternoon, Mr. Cade. Lewis B says, morning show, check, right on. Round of applause, high five, and a hug for Jeanette at work, but still got the headphone or something in her ear listening in to the show. Shout out to anybody that listens along and participates or even just tunes in at all when you're doing other things because you still want to be here. I love our community. Rubber D 007, what's up? How you doing? We got 28 people in the room, 18 likes. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and it's time for roll call. Everybody throw up your lab coats. Throw up 2 altcoins that you're looking at that you want to see some TA on. We'll get some TA in on the show today. You all get that benefit for being here early, being an active part of the community. I love each and every one of you. We got a great show lined up for you. My man, Broad Guy Dell, how you doing, my friend? BitVoodoo says Link and AVAX. Jeanette says Rune. Let's look at Rune today, yeah. Falco with one of my favorite coins, Quant. We got HBAR, ICP. Somebody's got to make an AGH coin for Crimson. Every time he shows up, he's usually among the first, if not the first, that tunes in. And that's the first comment he always posts. It makes me laugh. Adam Miria from Justin Eubanks. Louis B, I can't tell you to buy or sell, but we can break down these charts and you can see which direction you're leaning. Just make sure you understand what your time horizon is, what your strategy is going into this. The whole point here is to stack the probabilities in our favor. So let's see. Is it a short-term or a long-term buy setup? Sawtooth Tiger says fresh coconuts, mushrooms, and coffee for all my BitLab fam. Man, we're going to have an enlightening experience today, aren't we? Guys, we're about to get started. I want to see this chat flowing by. Where are you tuned in from? What are you doing while you watch the stream? Do you got the phone in your pocket? You're listening in? Are you driving? Are you sitting on the couch? Let's see where people are tuned in from, and let's break down these charts and see what the heck is going on in the market today. What's up, Dune CRPT? What's up, JS? What's up, Cade? We got the whole crew in the house. Let's get this going. Everybody hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, and let's make this happen. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. My name's Kelly Kellam. Welcome to the show. Man, my head is crooked as it can be. Oh, because I'm looking at it. It's mirrored. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're looking good. Hope your trade setups are going well. Hope you're not losing money. This whole community, this channel, this, as I said, community, BitLab Academy, our online platform that we have with all the courses and the Discord community providing support and community, as well as the YouTube stream on a daily basis. It's all about giving you the toolbox so that you understand how to navigate this market. Because if you don't navigate this market, if you don't have a strategy in place, risk management, an understanding of what your risk tolerance is, what your time horizon is, what your exit strategy is on every trade, then all you're going to be doing is putting your money into a casino, and other people with strategy are going to navigate that money out of your portfolio. So we got to break it down. There's a lot of very bullish signs when we're looking at some macro setups right now. So does this mean it's time to long? Does this mean it's time to just ride that rocket ship on Bitcoin and Ethereum alts? Is it alt time? We're going to be talking about all that today and more. So if you would, we got 33 people in the room. Everybody hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, give yourself a hug. Tell yourself that you love yourself. Tell yourself that you are worth it, because you are. And I love you. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're talking about today. Bitcoin. This is a daily chart. These are the levels that I'm looking at right here. We got, starts getting a lot more bullish above 29,000. Gets progressively more and more bearish down here. But remember, if we are not in an uptrend, which right now we are not on this daily chart, because we could see we have established lower highs along the way. And until we break not only 29,000, really up here, 30,184. This is the previous range high. Anywhere that we pump into this does not yet constitute a bullish structure, because we could push up to this and really catch some people off guard, do a bull trap and move down. We could also push up to this, have a small little pause, and then break through to the upside. So what are we doing with the charts today? We're looking at where these setups lie. So let's go through some of the context of what I want to talk about. And then we're going to dive in. We're going to be doing a bunch of TA on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and on many of your top alts. All of you that were here early shouted out some of the coins you wanted to see. And we'll try to look at as many as possible. Quant, HBAR, ICP, Link, Atom, Rune, and let's try to get through all those coins. So let me know in the chat right now, and also in the comments down below if you're watching this later. Are you bullish or bearish? It's Tuesday. We got a lot of news coming out this week. I still got the coughs. We got a lot of news coming out this week. CPI. We got war with between Israel and Palestine. Global conflict. See oil prices going higher. We see military contract type influenced companies like Lockheed Martin pushing up. We see a lot of concern about what's going to happen in regards to the interest rates. Are we going to get a pause again, or are we going to kick back into one more interest rate hike? Remember, we have the FOMC meeting minutes from last FOMC meeting a few weeks ago today, and the tone in those minutes is going to be very critical to understand forecasting what the Fed might do. And we want to do that because forecasting what the Fed might do and understanding what the market is sort of general sentiment is around that gives us insight into what people may be doing with their assets. Is it going to be tightening on the risk narrative? Is it going to be expansion? AKA, is money going to flow into risk or out? That's what we want to capitalize on so that we can stay ahead of the move. So are you bullish or bearish at this week's close? Right now we are at, what's the price level right now? Right now we're at 27,416. Yeah, 27,416. And do you think that we are going to be above this at the week's close, below this, or within about a $200 range? Let me know in the comments, in the live chat right now, and in the comments down below. Let's see what this is. If it were my bet, I would think that we would be lower from here, but I wouldn't rule out going higher. I do still think, I'm still in the camp. Sorry if I'm a bear right now. I'm still in the camp that if we do push higher, barring any incredible news, like Friday, we have basically the date at which the SEC, the ability for them to appeal the court's decision. Potentially, we could be getting an ETF, spot ETF, as early as Friday. That would change all of this bearish narrative, potentially. Remember, when we've had big news and big developments on the fundamental side of access to Bitcoin in the past, it's tended to mark local tops and prices broken down from there. So nothing's going to be an end-all, be-all. However, I do think if we did get a Bitcoin spot ETF on Friday, or the date that it was going to be actually go live, I do think that would cause a fairly large bullish pump in the price. Again, that would be a large fundamental change because that's access, direct access for institutions and retail that are not participating in crypto, gives them direct access through an ETF. So this would be a fundamental change and could see prices going higher. But can we count on that when everything's been telegraphed that all the SEC is trying to do is suppress this opportunity, suppress this access for as long as possible? So I'm still leaning in the camp of price action. At some point, it's going to roll down and test down into this area, the 25s, somewhere in the mid 24s, and potentially down here even to 23.5. So we got to pay attention to what's going on. Let's go through some of the things I wanted to talk about. If you haven't yet, head over to my Twitter page right here. Give me a follow at KELLYKELLAM. We go ahead and drag that down. There you go. Yeah, give me a follow here. Look for the blue check. Head over to BitLab Academy at Academy BitLab. Give that follow there. And let's talk about what we want to talk about today. All right, weekly crypto asset flows. This was a couple days ago. This was today actually. Digital asset investments attracted $78 million inflows last week, double the previous one, with Bitcoin and digital assets funds inflows of about 43 million. So we got to pay attention to this. There's capital flowing into Bitcoin. Also, on this note, very major sort of, I did a short this morning and went out on Discover Crypto. We're also going to be releasing it on BitLab, I think tomorrow. But the fact that if you're trying to figure out when to buy and when to sell, and you're not, you don't want to practice technical analysis, you're trying to figure out who to follow the leaders, man. Follow those people that have been making money for the last several decades, smart money that's been able to build up high net worth through understanding how to navigate these markets. And you look right here, you see Bitcoin heavy hitters, whales amassed 1.95, almost $2 billion in the last 6 weeks. Now, this article is a few days old, 3 or 4 days old. But what we can see here is Bitcoin's mid to large size wallets have gained steam in accumulating coins, adding 71,155 Bitcoin in the past 6 weeks. So why do we care about this? We all have to have our own strategy, right? But sometimes we can utilize the benefit with Bitcoin. You can see on chain what types of people, what types of wallet addresses are buying or selling. I don't want to buy because my emotionality is triggered and I see a green candle and I don't want to miss the pump. That's when you donate your money. I want to buy when I see the Warren Buffetts of Bitcoin. Unfortunately, Warren Buffett is not yet wised up to Bitcoin, but it's also completely contrary to his entire investing strategy. And this would undermine the whole rest of his portfolio. So we have to understand, if Warren Buffett is saying, hasn't yet come around to thinking Bitcoin is a great investment, we have to understand the narrative as to why. But what we can do is we can look at other players in the space and institutions and people that have tens of thousands of Bitcoin and 1,000 plus, 2,000 plus. Where are they buying? Where are they selling? Let me go ahead and pull up Glassnode. I didn't mean to, wasn't planning on bringing this up, but this is a good example of exactly what I'm talking about. We can look on chain and see what these large wallets are doing and use that to either strengthen or deny our own personal case about what we're doing, what our thesis is, whether we should be buying or selling. So I forget who asked me. I think it was Lewis B, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody here in the chat asked, hey, I'm about to put it along. Should I buy or should I wait? Well, let's look at what some of the data suggests. Coming over here onto Glassnode, we're going to be looking at the wallets with over 1,000 Bitcoin and wallets with over 10,000 Bitcoin. We're going to see how price action has number of addresses with over 10,000 Bitcoin. Now look at this. This is critical right here. Now, this is not where we're at right now, but look at this. As price was pushing up, it doesn't mean you need to get out because all these wallets are selling. What it indicates, just like when we're looking at price action on Bitcoin or on Ethereum or AVAX, any of the coins or assets that you're trading, we're trying to stack the probabilities in our favor. We want to see a setup. We want to see support. We want to see several different confirmations of that, as many as possible, for confluence that the probabilities are in our favor. I swear, One day I'll stop coughing. So in this case, the reason why this is important right here, if we look at this area, as price action takes out previous all-time high, which is roughly about right here, this is where these wallets peak in terms of the number of addresses with over 10,000 Bitcoin. So what are they doing? This is all profit, no matter where anybody in the history had bought. Because if this is an all-time high previously, right in this zone, then no matter where any of these wallets with over 10,000 bought, or anybody for that matter, everything here is profit. So long as you don't trade your assets away in the chop of small corrections. So what are they doing here? They're taking profit into the strength of the bull trend, selling to hype cycle buyers. So the question you have to ask yourself is, are you a hype cycle buyer or are you a data-driven buyer? Using data, fundamentals, and technicals to inform your decisions on buying and selling. I don't give a shit what the price of an asset is, whether it's 1 cent or $10,000 or $100,000. What I care about is the price in relationship to the market cap. And in addition to that, what's the token supply? And then in addition to that, okay, what's going on? Is the number of addresses increasing or decreasing over time? Are we seeing developer activity? Okay, after we understand all those on a basic level, then we get a clearer picture of the asset. Then we can look to the technicals in the chart, price action. Okay, are we in a bearish reversal pattern that looks like it's about to break back up? Are we in a bullish continuation pattern? Are we a retrace? Is it actually, for instance, here's a little bit of a retrace right here. This would not have been a bad time to get out. Why? Yes, price went higher, but data is showing that very strong hands, large wallets are decreasing their supply. People are selling off into this strength, meaning they're selling it to weaker hands. People with less knowledge of the space, hype cycle buyers. So maybe you sold right here. Great. Had you sold right here and it pushed up, came down, maybe you bought somewhere again over here, maybe you sold. But the point is, it's okay if you miss some of the move when the data is suggesting, man, the whales are starting to scale out. So on this is not an area I personally would have sold out on. On this retest down here, there's a huge amount of, levels that this could go down. In addition to, there's a lot of other on-chain metrics that had not signaled yet. This is but one metric. My point with all this is looking to an article like this, where we see whales are buying, they're scaling in, whales and sharks, basically those mid-size and large-size wallets. It's indicating that they're defending and buying an area because it's a good opportunity going into the next bull run. Now, this is not yet fully reflected here on the chart. We can see it starting to tick up here. This is wallets with over 10,000, and this is the number of wallets. This isn't wallets with 10,000, their supply increasing in those wallets. So note that. Two different metrics. Now, number, where's the other one I want to look at? 1,000 right here. Number of addresses with 1,000 Bitcoin. How's this? I haven't looked at this in a while. Starting to round out. So people ticking up from 998, 999 to 1,000. Number of different wallets that have 1,000 Bitcoin. So there's two different ways to look at this. We can look at that number of addresses with these large bags. We can also see the wallets with these large bags. What is their increase in supply? In this case, we're looking just at the number. But this is giving us a signal about the whales looking at this as an opportunistic zone, a risk-adjusted zone. So we're going to want to pay attention to what the whales are doing, especially right now with all the global economic tensions. But let's talk a little bit more about some of the other things. That's right. Here. So I talked about this on the morning stream. Did you watch the morning stream? Let me know in the comments, live chat, or the comments down below. We have a morning stream we're doing every day now. As many days as possible, I should say. Right here. I was watching a little bit of George earlier. Where are we at? This video, if you come over here to videos, these chart watches, I'm going to be doing these every day. It's a jump start on your day, understanding what's going on in the market. What am I looking at? It's about a 10-minute video, 12-minute video. Watch these videos because they're going to be getting you started for the day. Now, looking here, look at where we're at in relationship to this sort of logarithmic curve. We're coming right into a very somewhat critical juncture. Now, We have to ask ourselves, are we going to bounce and go up, or are we going to lose this level and come down? Well, look at these levels down here on the RSI. RSI getting down very oversold, and it bounces back up. This is at 17, 18K top. This is down to 3,500, up to 14,000. Global economic shutdown right here. And look at this. When this gets into this zone, this is oversold. It taps back into this oversold zone. What has the price action done when we've seen RSI get in these oversold territories? Similarly, we can see again right here, we're coming in much closer to this level than we ever have. There's different pressures in the markets. There's regulatory talk. There's suppression from the SEC. There's uncertainty because the markets are being very finicky right now with the lack of clarity about what's happening with monetary policy and inflation. One of these days, I'll stop coughing. So we can see coming into this zone right here, the RSI is getting into a level that suggests maybe it's overbought, but you have to understand, look at how long it was overbought over here. Overbought for quite some time before the rebound actually happened to the upside. So we don't want to look at this and say it's here, it's about to go up. Yes, it's about to go up if you're looking on a monthly chart. Maybe we get one or two, maybe even three more choppy and maybe even bearish months. But if you're looking this on a monthly chart, and this is a monthly chart, this could go even on a wick basis. Look at how long this wick was right here. Okay. Look at how long these wicks are right here. These are not small multi-$100 wicks. These are, multi-hundred into the thousands wicks. And the higher we go, the larger those wicks can be and not look like some huge deal on the chart, because this is logarithmic, remember? So this is getting exponential as this goes up. So we could very well get a wick down below this line. This line is not the end all be all. Do not look at this chart and go, we are absolutely going up for here. I'm going 40x long and I'm going to be rich tomorrow. That's how I lost $70,000 in about a trade and a half, 2 trades. Okay. Price went exactly the direction I thought it was going to go. But because these markets are so small, the market caps are so small, it takes a smaller amount of monetary energy, aka manipulation, aka pushing the market around, to capture the liquidity of people who have bad risk management. So we are setting up, but we have a little bit of support here with this being down, but this does not indicate an immediate bounce like this one right here. This was a global economic shutdown, V-shaped recovery. We saw that with very quick movement here. See this rounding? You see this comes down and travels in this area for some time before it goes up. So while we are set up before the halving, we do have indications that are in line with this 4-year cycle theory, which hopefully it plays out again. I'm still of the opinion that it will, but it doesn't mean the market pressures are not going to hold this at bay as long as possible, especially with institutions on the sideline. They don't want to buy once prices, they're going to, once it's $50,000, they're going to do everything in their power, especially with the new FASB rules, especially with the fair value accounting, especially with the fact that ETFs are coming online. The large players are going to try to do everything they can to take advantage of shaking people out of their shoes. And in this case, if the price action moves up right here, this is one of the reasons why I'm not ultimately bullish if this pushes up to the zone. To me, this is prime for a major liquidity grab for people who are not prepared. That's what this is all about. I want you all to be prepared. Now, I'm not saying miss moves, but scale into moves and scale out of moves and utilize healthy risk management. So coming back to the chart we were just looking at, let's look at this right here. This is important to understand in the context of this bullishness we're seeing on Bitcoin. Will Bitcoin buck the trend and actually end up being a full-on hedge against everything going on in the economy? It will be an absolute hallelujah moment when it happens, but are we there yet? You can't trade on absolutes when we're walking through uncertainty. And as it stands right now, we're seeing record shorts on traditional assets right now. Record shorts. See this? Now there's 2 questions here. Do record shorts indicate that price action is going to go down? shorts indicate that when you're starting to see people scaling into shorts, it doesn't necessarily say price is going down. It's saying people are betting on price going down. However, market likes to cause the most pain possible to the most players. So if everybody's going short, is the uncertainty, here's a question. If everybody's going short and we're hitting record levels of shorts, as we can see on this chart right here, does that indicate that there's a higher likelihood of market going down? Is there a potential for a recordly large, massive short squeeze that gets some sort of final pump in traditional assets, which I do think in that case, Bitcoin would likely trail along with it and move up. But is the market ready to not only move up, but follow through and have the capital needed to sustain an upward movement? We have to pay attention to all these things because there's a lot of setups in these markets right now that are showing both bullishness and bearishness. And this is why it's not for anybody that's newly in this market. This is a different paradigm for Bitcoin with all this mass economic uncertainty. Yeah, the economic uncertainty was bubbling in the surfaces, and people that are very smart have been questioning things for the last 12 years, 15 years. However, considering that, Bitcoin is now facing an environment where we're going into this next, reliving of this 4-year cycle discussion with the halving coming up around April 2024. But we're also in a period right now where the markets, some stocks have been performing so well, it's been buoying the entire market. But the rest of the market is like, it's not looking ultra bullish. God damn it. I cannot stop coughing. So we're in a period right now, especially pre-halving, and we've seen it time and time again. We can come over here to this chart right here and see, let's actually go to the halving cycle. We've talked about this a lot, but I just got to remind you all, where is it at? I got to remind you all. This is a period leading up to the halving, okay? Leading up to the halving. Well, this was that halving, this was this halving, this is a halving that we're coming into now. Look at what price action did. Yeah, chop sideways, push up, sell off, push up, sell off, push up, sell off. But basically, primarily almost sideways. Here, huge push up, long sort of bleeding with chop along the way. And then this catastrophe here with the V-shaped recovery. So what's in store between here and here? Where it's not going to be, it's very unlikely it's going to be all-time high. I'm not going to say it's not going to be. Very unlikely we're going to get, break 60, even touch $50,000 between now and the halving over here in April 2024, early next year, spring next year. Now, if we get that grayscale ETF on Friday, which I still, there's speculation that it is possible, but based on all the things that Gary Gensler has done and the SEC has done over the last 2-3 years, do you feel like it's likely they're going to find some legal reason? The whole caveat here is they have to approve it if they can't come up with a legitimate reason why to delay it or deny it. That was what the whole court case was about. So the question is, they've got a team of lawyers just trying to find something that gives legitimacy to why to delay it further. And so we'll have to see what happens. Now, if the ETF does get approved on Friday, then yeah, we're going to probably touch, and we've marked this out a long time ago, although I'm bearish in the short term, I'm incredibly bullish in the long term. So if we zoom out on this, click on this, get some, there we go. If we remember from this high to this low, look at this golden pockets all the way up here at $48,000 to $50,000. If some sort of ETF is approved between now and December, then we have a possibility of coming up and touching this zone. And ultimately, that does not mean price would just come up here and continue on. We saw the same thing play out right here. Option F, go right here to the bottom. We can see, look, price came all the way up into the golden pocket. If I move this over so you could see, golden pocket right here. Look, tapped right, taparoo, tapped right into the golden pocket, only to reject into the halving. So there are different things at play right now than have ever happened going into a halving, being quantitative tightening, a lot of money coming out of the system, capital flow starting to get tighter, banks showing that credit is at basically record highs, $1 trillion in credit debt. We're getting record levels of default and bankruptcies, and there's no savings left in retail's accounts. Where the hell is the capital coming from? Now, if we get an ETF, there's where the capital comes from. Then reallocation from, taking 1, 2, 3 percentage points allocation out of different asset investment strategies, whether it's pension funds or retail, but there's a new capital faucet that can flow into Bitcoin if that happens. If that doesn't happen, then where is the capital coming from? We just need to be patient right now. So zooming in here, we see we've got this descending trend line that we have sort of tapped, broke down from breakthrough, and we're essentially just consolidating roughly around the same previous high here. Now the question is, if we lose this, where are we going? Well, we're going to dive into this, talk about some TA here in a few minutes. Special shout out to everybody in the room, 92 people. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join us here in our family. I want to see some lab coats in chat. Let's everybody be positive people in this space and engage with the community. Now we're going to continue going through here. So yeah, again, bullish, but to what effect? Does this mean, remember, we could look how long this was sideways. You can't see it, but look how long this was sideways here. Sideways with the large pump and then come right back to equilibrium. So similarly here, sideways, maybe we get a large pump and come back to equilibrium. Maybe we go sideways, get a large dump and come back to equilibrium. Remember, things are different right now with the effect of what access to capital people have to take these risky plays. Now, at the same token, people can make that argument that now's the time. We've already saw it a little bit with Ukraine. We have another geopolitical conflict going on right now. It's terrible. My heart goes out to everybody, any family on either side of the conflict, losing loved ones. It breaks my heart. When we're looking here at capital, though, it's like maybe this is a time where we're starting to see people utilizing Bitcoin, cross-border payments, getting money into conflict zones, getting it out, protecting their capital. We don't know that. We don't know yet. So all we can do is protect ourselves along the way. We also see this right here. I talked about this on the morning show as well. We see, look at this. So touch, comes across. This is where we bounce from. Look at the stochastic RSIs on the 2-week chart. Comes down, launches up, comes down, launches up. But look at this. On this launch up so far, we have not even been able to take anywhere near the previous highs. In fact, we haven't even been able to get up to this range low. So I feel like if I'm looking at that chart, this is indicating to me maybe we do get this again, but in this case, we do need to get a little bit of another retest, maybe even potentially lower. Question is going to be, can we hold that sort of 25K line that we've been talking about? Now, a couple other things I want to talk about before we dive in here. Number of crypto owners by country, 2023. India's got 157 million. US, only 44 million. Vietnam, 25, almost 26 million. China, 20 million. Brazil, the point of this is if anybody in your family or even yourself are wondering the legitimacy of Bitcoin and will it make it, hundreds of millions of people around the world are participating in this ecosystem. This is not something that's going away. Adoption is coming. It's already in process. Look at this. Bitcoiners, 100 million. No Bitcoiners, 7.7 billion. There's a lot to come, everybody. And then last thing I wanted to show you, and I saw this from George's stream. I thought it was a great sort of just outline of some of the dates we need to pay attention to. So shout out to George. I've always loved his content. Does a really good job. Ultimate deadlines for U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF applications, October 13th. That's 3 days from now. SEC appeal deadline, grayscale court win. This is why people have their eyes a little bit on Friday. We got January 10th is ARK ETF filing final deadline. Because remember, there's checkpoints along the way that things can either be delayed or approved. That's what we've been seeing every 45 days since these filings have been put in. And then there's a terminal date. I believe, if I'm not incorrect, I think it's 240 days from the original filing. I could be wrong on that number, but it's somewhere in that time frame. So January 10th is the arc, and then March 15th is the ultimate deadline for all the other Bitcoin spot ETFs. So, do you think, let's hear it. Let's hear it, guys and gals. Do you think we're going to get, there are one, if you think we're going to get an ETF before December, throw a 222 if you think it's going to happen, as everything is being telegraphed after it coming into the new year, January or later. Let me know your thoughts. Put a 3 in chat if you think no ETFs are going to be approved in the next year. Maybe there's some people that are doubting all of it. Now, let's go ahead and jump in to some charts. I need to drink some water. I guess it's got a drop left. Give it to me. 2222. 2222. Shout out to everybody here. Sir Quest says 3. I love the honesty there. Now, I got to ask. We got 90 people in the room, only 49 likes. Every single one of you, hit that like button. Participate. We've been taking some hits lately. And all we are here at BitLab is a community of people trying to bring education, community, tools, strategies. This is a place of encouragement. We are an island in the storm of all the drama. We literally are just here for family, and all of you are family for me. So I love you all. Engage with the channel. It helps keep us alive. Big love to each and every one of you. Now let's go ahead and talk about some TA. Let's look at Bitcoin briefly. We're going to look at several altcoins, and we'll wrap it up with Bitcoin with the final look. So daily chart. We'll look at the smaller time frame chart at the end to tell you exactly where it may be going today. This is just traveling in this side of this range, consolidating in this it's a bit of a bull flag here. So if this is the case, if this is a bull flag or a bull pennant, let's see what that looks like. Oh, that looks like, look at the target, takes us all the way up to near this previous high, right inside of this order block range. So how you do this is you take the flagpole, which is this portion here, when it breaks out and is pushing up, and then measure it from the bottom to the top of this, and then essentially you take this over here to a breakout point like this. You could be a little more conservative too, which I do sometimes, and move this to the lower bound like this, and you kind of get a range of where the price action target likely will go to. Let me go ahead and, okay, I was just making sure I didn't get any super chats. I got the thing up so I can see that. Okay, so we got that potential target, but we're also seeing this, M formation within this bull flag, which is showing, a little, like if we lose this level, we likely coming down back to the 26.8 sort of zone, which is about $800. No, wait. Yeah, $600 or so down. And then this level is going to be critical, because at this level, we're holding essentially where this previous low was, where this previous high was. If we lose this level, we're coming back down into this consolidatory range up here, and the bulls have lost their steam. This juncture right here, God dang it, click. This juncture right here is going to be critical, because we've got this order block above us. This is sort of the range we can see here coming across. See all this price action in this range. And we have this descending level of resistance, which we've somewhat flipped to support, but we haven't really tested it. So we very well may come down and test in this zone right here, which this would be sort of kind of like the final line in the sand for the bulls of this move, because at this point, we're still above this low. We want to maintain still having higher lows. If we come down and test down into this, then it starts getting telegraphed that, this ascending line here, which if you don't know what line this is, you can see this line has been all the way back since November 2022, touched point here, projected out. We can see this is what's giving us this line of support coming up into the zone. So if this does work its way down in here, that's why I have this blue box right here. If we lose $26,000, then it doesn't seem to me like if we lose this, that this is going to be a strong level of support in this order block zone. I think if we do lose this, it will probably coming down into upper 23s, potentially down into the 23.5 sort of zone. So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. Cade Pulliam, $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. Let's look at VET. We have not looked at VET in a minute. VET, crypto. Let's look at it on Binance. All right. Okay. We must have looked at this a while ago because we got some lines here. All right. So we have point. We're on the daily chart. A lot of resistance here. We've broken through this resistance, but this is what I want you to notice. We broke through this resistance. So it should be all bullish, right? Well, we broke through this resistance, and basically all we were able to do is test the previous lows. We could not even test the highs. We tested into these previous lows and got rejected, and now have formed another sort of descending level of resistance here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to make this a dotted line, single, and let's do thin. There we go. So we got a little bit of juice here with this green. Look at all this green volume here, jump in volume. We also got it right here. So we broke out to the upside, broke this level, but it's coming down and testing this level time and time again. What this looks like to me, if we go out to the 3-day chart, let's see what the story is here. So look at this. This arced up, and this is starting. It did not continue in that fashion, meaning it did not come like this. You see, what we're seeing right here is this got very weak and rolled over basically right at the zero line, which shows a lot of weakness. We see a lot of bearishness over here on the BitLab dashboard here for the BitLab Trend Fuel. And with this, what we can see is price action is, we got a little bit of a deviation down, push up, can't break these previous lows. I mean, we got, a little bit of deviation above it, but immediately rejected, come down, get another lower high. And so this is looking relatively weak, but I would be playing the patience game here, because looking at this on the 3-day, we see that we have a very strong box of support right in here, which is these previous lows, this low here. This is going all the way back to December 2022. This is right when the markets really started to push up after the sort of, I don't want to say resolution, but after the consolidation, the accumulation that happened following the FTX collapse, when the markets just nuked to the downside. That's this zone here. This is FTX collapse is right about right here, and shook the market. Rocket ship out of it, but look at that, could not break past this high, weak all the way through. So to me, this is looking like it's trying to just consolidate in this region. I'd be looking for a break of 20.8 cents. Why? Because it's this previous high here, and we can see, oops, if we pull this across here, we can see there's a lot of interest. See a lot of interest with bouncing. See bounce. This bounced above it. Some interest right at the zone, bounce at the zone, rejection. So this is going to be the area that I'm looking at. We have an order block right above it. Order blocks are high liquidity interests of selling or buying pressure in the clusters of orders from, usually big players. And so as the price action potentially does move up, this is the zone I'm looking at, between 19, basically about 20 cents. That's, sorry, not 20 cents, 2 cents. My apologies, about 2 cents. Currently we're at 1.6. So it's not a small move. But in the scheme of things of where price is going from, it's 25% move. Now, if you wanted to take this trade, then on the breakout of this zone, I would have very tight risk management, because we've seen proven time and time again that there's just been lower highs all the way down. So is there a better trend line that we can draw in through here? Something to this effect: low, bounce, rejection. So this sort of zone right here. So although that was a 25% move up to that 2 cent mark, there's a lot of headway. There's a lot of hurdles in the way up from here. So if this pushes up, that's about a 10% move. So if you are going to trade this, again, very tight risk management. And on this breakout, I would be, as soon as this is moving up, moving your stop losses up along with it. If this does break down, then I'm looking next level down 15.5. If we can't hold that, then coming down to the bottom side of this range, 14.8. Now let's go through some of the other ones. I think Cade or somebody said quant. How many of you out there are quant holders? Let me know in the chat. Yes, sir. You're very welcome. I'm trying to do a better job of reading the chart, reading the chat here with all you guys. Looking at quant, I love quant because quant has such good tokenomics. And I do think that they're going to be similar to XRP in that they're working kind of in some areas that I'm not too thrilled about, but I think it's going to generate a lot of money. And that is in the area with working with sovereigns and CBDCs and stuff like that. But I'm okay with making money off this software rail that may be very widely used and likely protected if they're working with sovereigns. And they only have, I think it's around 14 or 16 million total coin supply cap now, which is great tokenomics. And so we see this is actually coming down, breaking down. And what did I say? I have not looked at this in a couple days. What did I say back in August? Everybody thought I was out of my mind August 4th when I sold my huge bag of altcoins, my trading portfolio. August 4th, let's go back to the daily chart. August 4th was about right here. So I sold here, and people thought I was crazy because we had this deviation above. But I was looking at the broader picture. That's why I don't look only at the asset I'm trading. I look at what's the context of the market. And we can see coming over here, looking at the total 3 market cap. Look at this. If we go back to August, we're on the daily. Okay, August 4th. August 4th is in here. So why did I sell there? There was a number of different reasons, but we're kind of breaking key sort of zones right in here. And I thought it was a pretty high probability that the markets were going to be moving down. So from this point, okay, measuring stick doesn't work half the time. From this point down, that's about a 7% drop on the total market cap. If we come back over and we just lost another level here, this zone, this support, ascending support, lost this level, have come down, and look at all this bearishness on the BitLab Trend Fuel. By the way, if anybody's interested in the indicators that we use here, the BitLab Trading Stack, which is, we talk about it a lot. It's this BitLab Trend Fuel that gives you the dashboard with the money flow and the momentum, stochastics, RSI. Also the BitLab Intelligence here, where it shows you very strong bearish signals as well as these moving averages and, where price action is in relationship to the weekly VWAP. And bullish and bearish divergences. You see these numbers. We got 2 bullish divergences there, and price action moved up. Of course, then also these BitLab volume, which auto paints high areas of interest, which is what all these green and red boxes are. Head over to bitlabacademy.com. Got all these different courses you can have access to, but you can also come right here to indicators. Come right down to BitLab Trading Stack. Go there, add those to your toolkit. And also, if you come over here to if you click enroll now, it takes you to this page. You can sign up for BitLab Pro, which gives you access to all the courses, as well as a premium Discord, as well as all the indicators. And it's about a 30% discount. But Lil Birdie told me you can still use the Give Me 30 for an additional 30% off your first month. Now, this is a part of the premium. This is the premium Discord area. We've been having a lot of great calls in here from John Dalton. If you're not following him here in Discord, he gives a lot of really great calls in the charts, gem calls, setups, altcoin slot trades, via chart requests. All this is part of the BitLab All Access membership and the BitLab Pro. So get involved in our community. Quant, I told you, August 4th, which was here, somewhere right here. Yeah, so I sold right here. Why? We had a strong deviation to the upside. Wouldn't I want to buy because we broke above? Well, no, because then we started breaking down and we lost that level. That means the bulls did not have control. And this level is likely going to be lost. So from this zone right here, moving down, I'm basically up 18% because I didn't hold through the price going down. I looked at what the chart was telling me, and now this is breaking down further. And I had marked out all the way back then that I was looking for somewhere in this order block area basically tapping that 85 mark. I think I have a better chart here from what I used to be, because this is, God dang it, come on. There we go. Where is quant? I can find it, I promise. Am I blind? There it is. So this is the chart I was looking at. August 4th, right near this zone. You see, look, and this is not a head and shoulders, but it does look very similar. Bullish push, larger bullish push, cannot even do anything, and we lose this level here. So I traded out. And this is not looking more bullish. This is looking more bearish. We're looking at the daily. This is trying to get a little bit of a hump here, but look at all this bearishness on the dashboard here of all the signals on the trend fuel. Now looking here on the BitLab Intelligence, we're looking at the daily. Okay, look at these order blocks above us. Look at this deviation above the trend signal line. Loses it again, comes back up, lower high, loses it again, comes down into the zone. This is not looking super healthy. 4-hour chart. What are you looking like? Bearish signal all the way up here. A little bit of tick profit zones. Boom, boom. Now this is, look at this, option J. We got a nice level here, 85. And I've been talking about this level for quite some time. I think I have it on this chart as well. If we come over here to quant, this is what I was looking at. Look at all this selling volume, mostly selling volume above us. We zoom out on this. Come on. All right, look at all this selling volume, even on these upward movements, and it's predominantly selling volume above us, selling volume below us as well. So things are not looking ultimately super bullish. We had a bit of a bullish divergence here, but it resulted in basically testing the previous range lows right here where this broke down to and consolidated. This is not looking bullish. I think this very well could test down into the upper 70s. And then potentially even below that, all the way down to 75. These previous highs that we can see right here. See these highs? All this zone right here. So this is not looking ultimately bullish at the moment. Are we going to get a strong bounce and just rocket up? Maybe we will. Maybe we'll get that spot ETF. But as it looks structurally right now, this is looking like it's trying to either consolidate in the zone, and if this zone is lost, then further downside. HBAR. Where about H Barbarians out there? John Dalton. Yeah, John Dalton's great. +1 trading stack can confirm. Yeah, shout out to the trading stack here. Look at these on HBAR. Bearish signal right at the top. Not only do we have bearish signal, this is all with the BitLab Intelligence part of the trading stack. High volume candles, stopping volume, and we get consolidation. High volume buying, that's why this candle's green. And then we get stopping volume and a bearish signal. What happens? A little bit of consolidation sideways, and then we break through the weekly VWAP, which is this yellow line. Once we lose it, we retest it and then break down. It's broken all the way down. I mean, this was a great call. That's a 48% call right there. Now, there's been no bullish signals on this to give you incentive to buy through any of those rebounds, because there's just predominantly bearishness here. Now, the stochastics are getting kind of low here. We're on the daily. RSI is getting kind of low too. They're starting to angle up. Is this going to start rolling over? Well, we don't know yet. Let's get down into the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Let's see. Sorry about that. 4-hour chart. Look at that. Dipped right into the previous order block all the way back from over here in June 2023. And this also tapped into the zone. Now we're tapping back into the zone again. We are rebounding, but does this mean we buy because we rebounded? Well, let's look at it. Pushing up, expanding bullish momentum. And then we get this large wick to the upside, testing the low side of this range. Can't even get there. Can't even get there. Let's see if it gets to the low side. Okay, can't even get to this wick. Bears eat it back up. It's back below the trend signal line. This is not looking bullish. We did get the triangle here, but this triangle basically suggested this move here. We've already got that move. That move had no follow through. This is why you want to see a setup, support, and confirmations. You don't buy just because you see a triangle here on the BitLab Trend Fuel. You want to see this triangle along with some bullish divergence number, which are these numbers. When you see these numbers like this, see that? That's RSI bullish divergence, stochastic bullish divergence, and on-balance volume, suggesting there's underlying strength building. And then we got that launch up. We didn't get that. We didn't get the bullish signals, which are like this. See this bullish signal here? So we got the bullish signal. We have the stochastic resetting starting to come up. And we have some choppiness in the money flow, but clear, you know, this was a lot clearer than where we're at right now. Yes, price action is starting to move up, but we don't have any supporting or confirming signals. We did bounce in the order block zone, but we cannot get above this trend signal line. We cannot even hold above this weekly VWAP. This is suggesting to me we'll likely at minimum test back down to the, 4619. And if we lose that, then, you know, we'll likely be coming down to the next level down, down in the 435. We're able to bounce. Once we do bounce, we got a lot of work to do in terms of areas above us. We have these order blocks above us. We have this previous low region. Well, let's kind of bring this up a little bit where this bounces, this bounces, this bounces. That's at the 478 zone. Once we take 478, then we can talk about higher prices. MATIC, how you doing? How's MATIC baby doing? MATIC is looking ugly as it can be. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. You could call this, oops. Yeah, you can call this a bit of a head. You call this a bit of a head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder. You can also call this little smaller thing right here, head and shoulders. We're getting a lot of bearish signals in here. And this, you can also call this somewhat of a triple top. It's not quite because the highs are not the same high, but this is looking, you can also just look at this portion. Looks like there's so many bearish possibilities in this price structure. And what are we doing? We're breaking down, fulfilling what the chart was telling us it was trying to do. It came back. Where is it? Where is it? It's sort of hesitating now. It's sitting right here in this order block region. If we lose that level, then we're likely coming down to 50.3, which is this low here. I see this likely, I don't know if it's just going to fall straight down. This may get a little bit of a bounce here into this zone and then continue down like this. We do have the triangle right here, but look at all this bearishness on the dashboard here on the trend fuel. What does this look like on the 1 hour? 1 hour, yeah, it's just rejection, 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 rejection at the 20 moving average. Comes over across, tries to break through, rejection right at the weekly VWAP, down. Stochastic still angled down. Look at all this bearishness on the dashboard. We got the money flow coming out. We have the momentum angled down. This is not looking like it's trying to have a rebound at the moment. What's comp looking like? So boom, boom. Look at that. Bearish, bearish. That's what the also S, kind of a sell setup. We want to use this in conjunction, like with this right here. So we got the sell setup. Then we see the triangle and the stochastics angle down right there. That was a great call because it was setup, support, and confirmation all together within a few candles. We also had high volume into stopping volume. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 different signals from the BitLab trading stack suggesting this was likely going to break down. And this is coming down, coming down. Where did it find support? Right here. Look at that. Right on these previous highs. You want to know where price is going to? Look at the chart, zoom out, look left. Say, okay, this came down. Let me look left. Let's see what's to the left. And if you don't know what's left, you don't know where to draw it, you can come up here to, sorry, let me delete this. You can do it, Kelly. I believe in you. Come up here to the trend line area, come to Ray, and go right to where the price action is. Then you can just go to where your thing is directly to the left, where it's flat like that. And you can see, okay, it points all the way across the chart and gives you an example of where price action has had in our activity. Is this a good stopping point? Whereas it stands right now, it seems so. But that means if it loses this level, which has provided a lot of price memory, a lot of previous price interaction, if it loses this level, it's likely coming down lower, maybe testing down into the 38.6. If we lose that, then we're likely coming down to 35.2, which is this zone here, 35.3. So you can map out areas of interest on the chart based on what's happening on price action. Now, it looks like we got a little bit of just a channel or a falling wedge. a little bit of a channel. Yeah, it's a channel. So in this case, when this does come down and test this again, if it does 40.55, likely coming down into 39.77. We can't hold that, then we look at to these lower levels. But this very well might chop in here and then push back up into 42.19. I'm looking all the way to the right here. It shows you what the this sort of zone is right in here. 42.50, and then likely down again. We got to see what the context of the market is. Filecoin. How many people out there hold Filecoin still? M pattern. We also have this range like boom, 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 boom. It looks stochastics angled straight down. This isn't looking like it's going to try and take out this low. If it takes out this low, where do we go? Right to this next sort of order block zone right below us down here in the $3.09, basically about 10 cents down. Which is that 10 cents? It's not much, right? That's about a 3% move. So we need to pay attention to that. If we do bounce here, then we know the areas that we're looking at. Directly above us right here at 331 to 336 sort of zone. If we take that out, then we ultimately need to really work our way up to get up to 347 before we really discuss much bullishness. Right now, it's just consolidating sideways. So let's look at Link. I think this is going to be our last one. Link. I love Link. It's been frustrating as it can be, but is it frustrating or is it just telegraphing what it's going to do the whole time? Look at this sideways trading action. Sideways trading action with the, oops. What happened? No. Sideways trading action with a little bit of a descending trend line. See that? A little bit of a descending trend line for resistance that is above us. And it made the attempt again about 10 days ago, coming down. Little attempt, stair step, starting a little bit of a stair step formation, push up, down, down, down. The question is going to be, where is it going to find some support? Well, here's the first level I'll be looking at right here. This is high sort of zone, low sort of zone, a lot of interaction right here. This bounced right here. So I'd be looking at 689. If we lose 689, 690, then I'm going to be looking at coming down into these levels down here, 624. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. Let's go ahead and wrap it out with Bitcoin on the 4 hour. Let's do the 2 hour chart. Look at this coming into this zone. 2. It is consolidating. I mean, it's tightening and tightening and tightening. Some move is coming. Which direction do you think it's going to go? This is looking bearish right now. If we do lose this level, I'm looking at coming down to 20. We talked about it before. That 26.8 sort of zone, like that. And if we lose that, then 26,000. That's about $800 move right there. 26.8 down to 26,000. And if we lose that, then that's when we start looking at testing that 25 and potentially below. But that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. If you haven't yet, make sure you check out bitlabacademy.com right over here. Get all your understanding how to read the charts, read price action, use various indicators, stochastics, RSI, Ichimoku, Bollinger Bands, all the things in there, trading strategies. Get involved in our community. Join us in the Discord. We have so much going on in the Discord and so many different people posting such great charts, some professional traders as well. I'm getting back in here now that we've organized the time zones. The time of the schedule for the shows and all that kind of good stuff. So get involved and join us. Use that code give me 30, all one word, for 30% off your first month of any of the products that you're doing. Check out all the stuff we got at BitLab Academy YouTube page, youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. Everybody hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell. And with that, I love you. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon, and I bid you adieu. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Hit that like button, sucker.